Hello everyone, welcome to Narayana IAS, and as a part of special video we are going to discuss the article between IPL over a message. Basically in this article we will discuss what are surrogate advertisement and what are the ethical concerns that rise from it, especially in light of IPL matches that happened recently, and in those matches we could see that like time and again the many elaichi and masala products were being sold by various celebrity, but you would see the article, the advertisement seems so benign but often criticized for actually surrogate advertisement for the oral tobacco. So how did that happen? We will understand that by understanding number one, what is surrogate advertisement. Now, surrogate in general means substitute. That means substituting one thing with another. And surrogate advertisement has a similar meaning. That means it is a surrogate advertisement where the substitute advertisement is taken for a good which are generally prohibited due to like government regulation. Now, let me explain that in a very simple form. Per se, the government has banned alcohol as well as it has banned tobacco because it has a negative impact on society. So it has not banned two products per se, it has banned the advertisement of these two products. So you cannot advertise, but a certain company, they want to advertise their own product. So what did it do is, like taken an example of Kingfisher, it wants to advertise her alcoholic bottle, but it cannot advertise alcohol. So it will come up with a water bottle with the Kingfisher mark on it, or the advertise like its brand will be there. So instead of advertising alcohol, it will advertise its water. So how will it benefit? Like how it's going to impact, because water is very benign, it's not going to impact anybody's health. Now in the entire process, what Kingfisher doing is, it's keeping its brand alive. It is keeping its brand visible. It is in everybody's eyes. Whosoever see Kingfisher knows, okay, a brand like Kingfisher exists, which is responsible for selling alcohol, and then it tries to market its product at the best in the world. Ultimately, you know, okay, basically Kingfisher is a good brand, and then the alcohol that is given by the Kingfisher will also be good. So that's basically surrogate advertisement. It is not advertising alcohol, it is advertising what? Water. But in the garb of advertising water, it is advertising its own brand, and the brand which is also responsible for the sale of alcohol, a product which has a negative impact on society. So what is this? It is a method of circumventing a law, and that's why it actually raises various concerns. Especially in case of India, the article raises a concern regarding the tobacco products, because in the IPL matches, various celebrities like from Shah Rukh Khan to Ajay Devgan, you could see they were promoting elaichi and masala products. Now these elaichi and masala product, the brand that was selling them were basically responsible for the sale of the tobacco. In specific, we are talking about the oral tobacco. Now, why oral tobacco is concerned? Because oral tobacco is the leading cause of the mouth and the head and neck cancer in India. And you can see the data even, it says that 29% of the adult in India consumes tobacco, of which the 21% use oral tobacco. And that's like mouth cancer, we are not able to bring down the cases of mouth cancer in India, and thus it is circumventing, even like it is acting as a hindrance to the government step which is trying to bring down the cases of mouth cancer as well as the tobacco consumption in India. So the enforcement is becoming a challenge for the Indian government. Okay, now let's discuss the entire segment of ethical concern that comes from it. One thing is, we know that it is what it is doing is it's actually bypassing the law, it is exploiting the loopholes, and thus it is not following the law in spirit, it is following only in letter. So that is the first and foremost concern. Second is, you know, it is actually misleading, it is actually mal-influencing the customer. Now how so? Now, according to Aristotle, like Aristotle has come up with a formula where it says that any individual or a social group can influence other individual or social group using three parameters. Number one is logic, where I could say that, you know, it is logical to drink more water, then you will have a better skin, your health will be good, your kidney will be good, and based on a parameter, I'll be able to influence you that you should drink more water. So what is that? I'm using logos, that means I'm using logic to influence you. The second parameter Aristotle said was emotion, that what if I can emotionally influence you, okay? Like we say, okay, that one religion is particularly in danger, you should vote for that religion. What is that? I'm using religion as a means, emotion as a means to actually guide the voting behavior, voting pattern. And third is ethos, that means credibility and trust, specifically in personality. So if I'm trying to convince you do something, maybe you're not listening to me, I can ask your mother, maybe you you actually do not disobey your mother. Maybe ask your wife or girlfriend. Maybe you listen to her. So even opposite partner or spouse, whosoever you're attracted to, maybe you listen to them. So personality is also, the credibility that comes from that personality is also an important factor by which a person can be influenced to engage in a certain kind of behavior. Now that's what exactly this matter is also about, because this kind of advertisement is enrolling celebrities who acts as a role model, and they're liked by large segment of society, especially the youth, and thus they hold huge persuading and influencing power over the society. So they have influencing power, celebrities have influencing power, companies use that influencing power to actually guide the youth to use their product which have a negative impact on society. Thus it is considered as misleading, because you are breaching the consumer trust. Consumer is imposing a trust in celebrity, and celebrity, instead of actually promoting the good behavior, is using it influence to guide it towards a negative behavior, maybe unintentionally. So some kind of responsibility has to be there. So the third concern that comes is the breach of consumer trust. With the misleading advertisement, the companies are manipulating the behavior of young who think taking alcohol or maybe buying the alcohol from such products is cool because it is a brand in itself. And that's the another concern that comes from it. So largely what it does, it undermines the public health effort. Like I said, government is trying to reduce the use of such product, but because of the celebrity endorsement, more and more young people are actually attracted towards it, and overall causing a negative impact on society, where people are promoting or choosing unhealthy habit among themselves, like addiction and obesity, etc. Now, so what is that we can do in such a case? Number one, it actually shows a lacuna in our judgment, where we have explicitly banned the advertisement of such product, but implicitly, like companies are able to evade the law, companies are able to find a loophole in this, and this government can actually interpret the doctrine of colorable legislation, and thus even ban the surrogate advertisement in such cases, take a strict action against them. Doctrine of colorable legislation, what it says is something that you cannot do explicitly, you cannot do implicitly as well. Like my ear, if I can't touch it like this, I should not be able to touch it like that as well. Or there are many other example as well. So this it is the interpretation of this particular judgment, it's interpretation of this particular doctrine that we are talking about, which can be used in this case as well, that if you cannot advertise alcohol directly, then surrogate advertisement, that means advertising your brand, should not also be allowed. So the first thing is this. Second is, while government has come up with such a comprehensive law where it is trying to at least control or regulate the surrogate advertisement, it should also impose the accountability on celebrities as well. With this accountability, it will enforce much responsible behavior against them, because we cannot deny this fact that they hold significant amount of power and influence among the youth. So, and there is a need of some kind of responsible behavior among them. Even the recently Supreme Court judgment also alluded towards the same thing. We can use that judgment and thus can move ahead with such kind of reforms. Third is, we need to promote education awareness among the young in society, that those who are attracted towards tobacco and alcohol consumption and are actually causing a negative impact on their health. So overall education against the negative impact, like education helping awareness regarding the negative impact of alcohol and tobacco, we can talk about that. And lastly, we need to come up with a resistance mechanism by which the citizen develop a resistance towards such misleading advertisement, so that they do not acquire a negative attitude, and they actually they try to resist such kind of influence. But we can develop a culture of skepticism, that whatever advertisement they see, first they question this, whether it will have a negative or positive impact on themselves, unlike in present case where they blindly follow any celebrity. So that is also we can also do with the help of media, with the help of other tools like social media tools that we have right now. And lastly, we know that tobacco devastates lives and families, and so does alcohol. So celebrities also should take responsibility on their own as well. Not just legislation should do that or a policy should do that. They should take some responsibility on their part, and thus should advocate against tobacco instead of like promoting it. So rather highlighting the negative impact of it on the youth. So if you're in doubt, you can just ask me. By then, I'm done with this particular article. Thank you so much for watching this news, and